Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Crafting with Diana. Today's tutorial is all about introduction to crochet. We're going to learn about the different terminologies used in crochet, the yarn and materials, as well as tools used in crochet. Let's start by defining the word crochet. This is a process of creating fabric using yarn, thread, strands or other materials, and a hook by interlocking loops. So this is a hook and this is the yarn. So this is different from knitting in that only one loop is active on the hook, while knitting has several active loops on the needle. As you can see from my table, I have a lot of yarn. This yarn have different fiber content, they have different weights, they have different methods of construction. So we'll begin this tutorial by categorizing yarn according to the different types of weight, fiber content, and construction. So yarn is usually sold in balls or skeins. Skeins are also known as hanks. From my yarn here, I mostly have yarn sold in balls. When you buy your yarn, it comes with a label. So this label indicates that this yarn belongs to patron. So we have patron, we have butterfly, we have paint box, we also have Nako, there's also Winter King, one more is Kartopu, I have another one which is Bayaoko. So they all have different brand names. Also, the weight of the yarn is indicated. For example, this one is 100 grams. We can have a different one from Winter King. Winter King doesn't show the weight. I can't see the weight on Winter King. Let's try a different one. Butterfly, what is the weight of butterfly? Yes, butterfly is 50 grams, a different brand. This is also Patons. Patons is 65 grams. As you can see, they all have different weights. They also have different length. So the length will come in yards or meters. For example, this is 620 meters or 678 yards. Let's find another one. Kartopu is 240 meters. Let's see Nako. Nako is, can't see. Oh, Nako is 240 meters. So that's different types of length. This one is Needle Crafters Yarn Lane. This one has 37 meters. So that's different meters. Also, they come with a die lot number. Like the butterfly one, this is their shade number and die lot number. So we can try a different one and see what their number is. This is Winter King. This is their number. We try the patterns. We see what their number is. I'm not sure if this is the number. Okay, here's the number. The shade number as well as the name. Another thing is the fiber content. So the patterns says it's silk bamboo. Silk bamboo. So it has 70% viscose and 30% silk. Kartopu says it's 100% acrylic. As you can see from the label, different type. Bayoko yarn is organic cotton. So all this yarn have different fiber content. Paint box indicates it's acrylic. Okay. Also, they have the recommended needle, that is either crochet or knit. So again, from Patron, it shows that they recommend crochet, and the thickness of the needle is 3.5 millimeters. They're also giving you a stitch gauge depending on which tool you use. So this one is for knitting and it shows 10 by 10 centimeters. Let's see another one. Paint box. This is what it shows. It recommends a 4 millimeter crochet hook, and this is the stitch gauge. So this ball will give you 30 rows by 22 stitches, and I think this is in total how your item will look like. With the Kenyan brands, I really don't see the recommended hook and needle size, but they are suitable for both knitting, crochet, and other things like weaving. Another thing on the label is something we call care labels. We find care labels in clothing as well. So this one shows that you wash your item in 40 degrees of water. Do not bleach. It may be dry cleaned. Do not tumble and do not iron. So they all have different instructions. This one is almost the same. The temperature of the water. Do not iron. Do not bleach. Something else that I really love about this ball is the fact that it comes with a pattern, a free pattern. I hope you can see. There's a free pattern inside the label, and it shows that this will be your end product. So the instructions are written pattern instructions. We'll learn about written pattern instructions in a later tutorial. So we've categorized yarn according to the different types of weight and fiber content. Now we are going to go into construction. I particularly want to highlight the fancy or novelty yarn. They are made fancy by the way they are constructed, either color or addition of other elements. This one has a beautiful sheen to it, varying textures. So with the introduction of yarn, there'll be different stripes. That is for the self-striping yarn. So as you crochet, as you knit, your yarn produces different effects like this. We also have another. I don't remember the brand name for this one. So with color, it's either variegated or striped. So with stripes, the length of a specific color is equal throughout, but with variegated, you may have different lengths. Let's say the gray is 1 meter, the white is 2 meters, the pink is 0.5 meter. That is the difference. So all this yarn is categorized depending on their weight, fiber content, and the construction. So next we're going to talk about the different tools used in crochet, and the most common tool is a crochet hook. This one is made of metal and it's 10 millimeters big. I have this that is made of metal and has a plastic end. I find this to be more comfortable rather than the ones that are purely metal. As you can see, it also has the size of the hook. I have these long hooks. This one is used for Tunisian crochet and it's known as a Tunisian crochet hook. So with this one, you have different multiple active loops along the length compared to this one. We usually have one active loop. One thing to remember about crochet hooks is the thicker the yarn, the bigger the crochet hook. So the 10 millimeter one will use it for thick yarn, probably the jumbo yarn. I also have my toolkit. I've had this for a while. So first, these are small knitting needles. I've never used them. We have a tape measure. Measure your project. Shears for cutting. It has this cover. We also have different darning needles, and darning needles have a blunt end. Darning needles can be either plastic or metallic, and they are not only used in crochet, they're also used in fabric construction. We have a row counter. When you're counting rows, you can use this to document your rows and not forget. We have needle point protectors. So you just insert the sharp point here to protect you from pricking. We also have different types of stitch markers. This one is just a stitch marker. This one is known as a clover locking stitch marker. So you insert the stitch markers at places where you need to remember your stitch, probably at an armhole where you need to join pieces together. You can also use them to hold, like this one. You can use it to hold your pieces of fabric together as you're sewing them together. What else do we have? We also have different types of hooks. So these hooks, they have a particularly small end compared to these ones. So all these and the plastic ones were part of a set. Use this for really fine yarn. What else do we have? We have a thimble. Thimble is used to protect your fingers. I actually rarely use this thimble, and if you can see, it's different from the one used in clothing construction. I have another set of interesting tools. These ones are used to make pom-poms. I find them easy to use. The diameter of your pom-pom is even, it looks pretty. So we have 4 for different sizes of pom-poms. I think that's it for my toolkit. I don't think there's more tools. On the next tutorial, we're going to learn about the different types of crochet stitches. For example, chain, single crochet, double crochet, and I will teach you how to do these various stitches. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next one, crafters.